Hello, mother. Behind me, beyond this high school track and field, lies one of the Wyoming state buildings, place of dignity, place of honor and tradition, where this state is well taken care of and the people's needs are met. Today I am not worthy of that building, because I have not met the needs of the people. The need for Spudly, which I've neglected because I forgot that Sunday games are at 3 o'clock and not 6 o'clock. Oh man, the game's already over. I was about to leave for it too, just chilling over here at Coffee Cup, my new favorite place in town, which, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably spending way too much money there. But hey, enough purchases and I get free points. Anyway. But, yep. So anyway, Christy texted me saying, hey, where you been? Now, I will say in my defense, you would think that someone would send me a text saying, where the heck is Spudly? Turns out Paul forgot that he had my number. Courtney apparently forgot too. So I guess they just kind of went by and was like, well, I guess we're just not going to have Spudly. I called Paul up and he's like, yeah, sorry, dude. I just figure enjoy your day off and have a good time. So, I guess I will. I can't decide if I might just go home early, right? Because it's only it's like 5:30 right now. There's a lot of daylight left and I wouldn't mind getting a head start tomorrow. More time to clean the laundry and get stuff done. I can spend all day tomorrow writing, which is what I wanted to do today. But the reason I didn't do all my writing is because I sit down to Copper Cup and two interesting interactions happened. One was very short. This big, tough-looking red Suburban with like giant monster truck tires and every sort of outdoorsman equipment you can think of pulls up. And some dude walks in wearing cowboy boots and he sees me and he's like, hey, is that your Suburban out there? And I'm like, dude, I want you to think of a car that is the opposite of my aesthetic and appearance. And that's the car I drive. We had a good laugh over that. Cool dude. Him and I and some other dude, we just talked about cars for a brief moment and he goes on his way right there. Still no idea who Suburban it was. Now, here's the thing that really was the weirdest part of my day. Guy comes in and I assume he's like a mega church pastor, right? He's a shorter fellow with this kind of stylish, short black hair, kind of cropped up a little bit. He's wearing a cross. He's got a clean white shirt, some nice dress slacks and nice shoes and whatnot. It's like, that looks like a trendy pastor if ever I saw one. Before I even ask this question, I know that I'm wrong in my assumption because I noticed his little cross necklace, right? Because I asked him the question, partially jokingly, but partially because I think I'm right. I ask, hey, which church do you pastor? But actually, as I'm asking that, I see that he's wearing a necklace and it's a Greek Orthodox necklace. But I get to talking with this guy and this dude is on fire with passion, man. He just got baptized. And I tell you, in this little conversation, it was refreshing to the soul to hear a new believer. And it was also very illuminating because I learned a lot about Greek Orthodox Church that I just never knew before. Now, and obviously we got a lot of theological disagreements right there. And that was really interesting to kind of suss out and discuss. And he sees me as a non-denominational guy. And I guess you'd say I'm a Protestant and, he's doing his thing. But through the whole thing was just a really cool conversation. The guy was the first thing he says is, I'm just to answer my question, he says, I'm just a broken New York Italian. And I'm like, well, this is going to be a fun conversation. I get talking to the guy. He was he grew up in New York, big, kind of classic Roman Catholic Italian family, like as stereotypical as they come. He's even got a little bit of the accent still. He spent like a long time in the Canadian military, which the conversation was so long, and yet still I did not manage to figure out why he was in the Canadian military. He ends up getting out for partially political reasons. He kind of finds himself in Wyoming and goes on a faith journey, and he finds himself connecting with the Greek Orthodox Church of all places. And it's just like, what a roller coaster he goes on. Now, I'll be honest, I was kind of exhausted by the conversation because I'm like, dude, I want to because I was getting a little sleepy just because I didn't sleep too well last night, and he just kind of went on and on a little bit. And also what's weird is that sometimes when I'm in an interesting conversation, it's like relaxing and it lulls me into sleep. So sometimes when I'm falling asleep hearing someone talk, it's not because I think you're boring. It's because you're very interesting in a very cathartic way. I don't know. Anyway, but he just kept on going and going. And I'm like, crap, all I wanted to do after church today was write my story. I wanted to spend out, and I have so many ideas that are just waiting to get on paper. None of them got written. I got maybe a couple paragraphs done. They were good paragraphs, great paragraphs even. Not a lot got written. Maybe it was wasn't a lot. Anyway, that was the one other interaction is that I did bump into another gal from College Heights Church. And I just get to talking to her. And, you know, she was part of that same youth thing that I was telling you about in the last video. At least I think I mentioned it. If I didn't make that clear, ask me about it later. But, you know, talked with her briefly. Very nice stuff all around. They seem very welcoming. They wanted me to come to an evening service. I'm not sure I can, just because, you know, it's in the evenings and that's when Spudly's doing his thing. But anyway, what an afternoon I have had. So I guess I'll either be heading back home or sleeping here or doing something. I haven't quite decided, but whatever happens, it's going to be a nice, relaxing evening. And frankly, I don't necessarily mind having the night off. I've been pretty exhausted lately. So until then, next time, Ma, pray that I don't poop it up anymore like that. That is the one last thing I'll say, is that this is the most informal work environment I've ever had. And I know I probably should expect it, given the fact that I'm dressing up as a giant potato, but still, it's like, you'd think we'd have a few more formal meetings just to sort of nail down the schedule bit and all that, but it's very loose, very loose. Well, I'm gonna go figure out what I'm doing with my afternoon. Until then, love from Wyoming.